Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Toriko chapter 207 review. This week's chapter of Toriko. This, you know what? Let me. All right, okay, all right. This week's chapter Toriko did not see this shit coming. I repeat, did not see this shit coming. The appetite energy, the way it was set up last week, it appeared as if that it was like a big explosion, like a huge explosion, and then I would expect the four beasts to be like roasted or like deep fried or whatever, because this ball of energy appeared to have fire attribute. So that's what I assumed. But was I wrong? I mean, like, this was so unique because I have never seen this ever. Like, I've never seen energy itself take this attribute where the energy itself actually consumes physical objects. In this case, the four beasts. And it was like Pacman on steroids. It was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it was eating everything. It was like, yo, like it was eating the entire four beast. Like that. Like the moment they like released the technique and then they said the words, oh Shako Bansan. And then the thing like releases, it just dives in there and starts munching on the entire four beast, and that's how this shit went down. So appetite energy. I mean, yeah. At first, I thought that, like, I know that the George share, he thought this in the comment section when we were like talking about it. But dude, it's not an explosion. It's not energy. It's not Dragon Ball Z Ki. It's energy that eats, which is crazy shit. Like that to me is crazy fucking shit. Pacman on steroids, and like we see it consume the four beasts from the inside out, and it completely devours the four beasts. And at the end, it goes up into the sky and like starts shining and shit. So maybe it's gonna come back down. Like we're gonna see like some weird meat package of like the four beasts. I'm not too sure what's going on here, but the kings are gonna eat something. I mean, maybe the four beasts is nutritions are going to be. Like maybe the energy ball is going to like disperse, and then the nutrients of the four beasts are going to each go inside the kings via that energy ball. I mean, maybe I'm not too sure, but either way, like it's some pretty unique shit. Again, I have never seen this in a shonen or in a seinen or in a shoujo where energy itself takes the attribute of appetite and actually starts to consume a physical object. That to me, I found very unique. I really did. So the question is that at some point, will the kings learn to use other forms of appetite energy where they can like also go in there, like start eating you and shit? Like I'm not too sure, but I want to see that. Like that's some cool shit. Now that we know how it works, yeah, I like it. I do. I really do. So, but that being said, overall, this chapter, I'm going to give it a good. It's a good chapter, not only because we actually find out what appetite energy can do, but also we see the person who was behind the controlling of the four beasts. Well, we don't see them, but like we know it was someone. And then this someone was being tailed by Tepe, and I was like, oh, fuck, that's where you were. I'm like, that's what this motherfucker was, alright? And I believe it was just, I'm not too sure, but the shadow behind Mansum, was that same figure? I'm not too, I don't think so. Because Mansum, I don't see him anymore. Like, I don't know what happened to Mansum, but he's not there. And, or at least we haven't seen him as of yet. And there was a shadowy figure behind him the last time we saw Mansum, so I'm not too sure. But overall, again, this chapter, overall rating is gonna be good. Really, like it was really good. And we now see how this new foundation in the Toriko series is going to be utilized, and that's going to be energy that consumes you, literally consumes you, on some Pacman shit. So what happened here? Overall summary. What happens here is that we start off from the end of last week's chapter where we see the intimidation forms of the kings, and it was some crazy shit because the narration was talking about how the intimidation forms were not like, they were mad chill, wearing tuxedos and shit, as if that they were the true predator kings of like the world and shit, just chilling. And then what happens here is that they do the technique, and then we see all the kings behind the energy ball, the appetite energy, and then a slit occurs in the appetite energy. The slit occurs, and then it opens up into a mouth, and then it rushes at the four beasts, and then it starts to zoom all over the four beasts, like just bam, 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 fucking, like it's all over the place, and it is eating the four beasts from inside out. At one point, the appetite energy stops and just stares at the four beasts, and the four beasts stares right back. And then Zebra, Coco, and Sunny, they're like, yeah, you've noticed. It's not a fight. You know, like, it's not a fight. Like, it's simply a feast. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like it's crazy shit. Like, the fight ended the moment they completed this technique. And that's the way it worked. And that's these crazy shit. And then Toriko was explaining how and it says right here that the energy, that is the energy of appetite itself. It's an energy that eats the opponent and grows larger with the opponent's savoriness. Until the ingredient is completely eaten, the attack will not end. And then it continues to devour. It continues to devour. And Toriko was like, we are the top predators. I was like, oh fuck, here we go. And it continues to just consume the four beasts. It's eating the shit out of it on some Pacman shit. And then what happens here is that we see everyone, like there's a giant monitor, and they're watching the kings, or they're watching this ball of energy eat the four beasts. And then one of the people, they point out that the green clouds above the entire area, they're starting to like disperse and shit. So the green clouds are no longer being sustained by the four beasts, because the four beasts is now literally getting eaten by this ball of energy. And then what happens is that the kings, they feel that the fight's over. They know it's over. They know everything's done. And then they put their hands together, go soul, someone to stop. And then we see this panel, and this panel is awesome. The kings, except for Zebra, of course Zebra, the kings are all like this, and then we see the ball of energy just chewing. And the four beasts is no longer there. That panel was that's a good panel. I want to make this shit my thumbnail. Either that, or when this ball of energy stare at the four beasts, like in the face, like, yeah, I'm gonna eat you, nigga. Like, I was like, so good shit though. I'm debating. But the thing here is that after this, what happens is that everyone sees the shit, and they are ecstatic, they're happy, they're like, yeah, like it's over, we're all safe, everything's a-okay. And I'm assuming that that's the case, because, well, I don't see them eating on that weird rice ball type thing, so maybe it's already dispersed throughout the entire part of the human world, or it's getting there. I'm not too sure, but clearly some time has passed since the kings had, well, actually no, time has passed since the moment Terry, Quinn, and Kiss hopped in there and tried to distract the four beasts. So I'm gonna say maybe like 5 or 10 minutes, maybe at the max. So clearly they're either still preparing this antidote, or it's already done, and now the task here is to distribute it across the human world. But as of right now, these people are not out of the woods yet. The four beasts is dead, but they're still gonna die if they don't get this antidote. I believe so. Because if that wasn't the case, then we would see them chewing on something, or chewing or eating these rice balls. So I'm going to assume that as of right now, that these people, even though they are happy that the four beasts is dead, they are still in danger of losing their lives because they have not consumed the antidote that will negate the effects of the green rain. That's what I'm assuming. And at the end of the chapter, what happens here is that everyone's cheering, Komatsu's cheering, everyone's all happy and shit, like the 4 beasts is dead. And then we see the 4 kings are down, they're resting. We see a panel of this energy, and the slit like the mouth closes, and then the slit starts to vanish and shit. And then I believe the energy ball goes into the sky and starts glowing. And then at the end, we see this one dude, some random motherfucker, just some dude, some cat. And this guy is looking, I guess he's looking at the Human World Central. I'm not too sure what's going on, but he's somewhere. He's looking somewhere. And then he's like, you did well to track me. And then you see Teppei. He's like, well, tailing guys is my specialty. And I'm like, what the fuck? So right there is the end of the chapter. So overall, again, this chapter is pretty good. This guy, this motherfucker, must be powerful as shit in order to control the 4 beasts. And I'm going to assume that this guy works for Midora, the Bashokyukai. I'm going to assume that. Because who else in the world of Toriko would pull shit like that other than Midora and the Bashokyukai? Who else? It has to be. So that's what I'm assuming. Or it could be a Nitro, but that's really pushing it. Because Nitro, in my opinion, well, Nitro have not shown the ability to talk in human tongue. So, but it is a possibility, a little bit. So either it's a Nitro or it's a person who works for the Bashokyukai. So that being said, this is King Lightning. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe as always. And I'm signing out. Once again, the rating for this chapter is good. Peace. Have a nice day.